think that during that awkward period between Christmas and New Year's, you were supposed to like recover from the old year and think about it and get all ready for the new year so you can forge ahead and have your battle plan ready and know what you're going to do, right? Yeah. Well, today is January 2nd, and I am still in that hangover period after Christmas season. I did well. I mean, well, for me, which, I my goals are modest. My bills are paid. I have some money ahead. I spent some money on me. Um, yeah, I can pay my gas bill in January. Um, but I don't know why I did well. I can't sort it out by any certain things that sold or why they sold. The government shutdown that didn't real number on me. I hardly did any business at all during that period, but as soon as it was over, I started selling things, mostly books, because mostly I have a book business. Ah, oh yeah, I'm supposed to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Cher. I'm a musician who has two small businesses to keep me going. One I've had for quite a while, and it's buying and selling used and rare books. Mostly used, a few rare, and I sold a few rare. That was cool. The other business is handmade. I sew. I mostly make bags and other things. Um, yeah, I make some beaded jewelry and stuff, some journal stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. Anyways, I it was mostly books that I sold, but there's no pattern to it. Not at all. I sold a few newer books that I just bought that hadn't been in my database for very long, but I also sold books that I've had for years. Well, that's a common thing near Christmas because your older books are priced cheaper. But for some reason, the real Christmas spirit is someone looks online, it's like, I want to buy the cheapest copy I can find of this book. And and older books are cheaper. I, yeah. Anyways, so sold a bunch of cheap stuff, but I also sold some good stuff. And there's no pattern. I sold handmade stuff as well, not tons, but hey, I'm getting started, and I was happy about it. And again, that was all over the place. I, but maybe you've noticed I am all over the place. Um, if you use the saying, throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. With me, I think you'd have to picture me with like a whole vat of spaghetti, and I just keep throwing it and throwing it and throwing it, and it's like, wait, here's this spaghetti. Ooh, I like that spaghetti. Let's try this one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. People say that you're supposed to specialize, like the scrunchie makers that make millions and millions of scrunchies. Yeah, that's not me. I I can't. I have trouble doing the same thing over and over again. I can sew and sew and sew, but I like to switch up what I'm sewing. I also have more than one sewing machine set up, so I can sew there for a while and I can sew there for a while. Yeah. Anyways, that's me. Um, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what I should do next, how I should be organized this year, I mean, there are a few things. The things I sold the very most of were bags. So I've already started making some new bags. I got new fabric. Um, yeah, so there you go. I was going to spend the day sewing, but there was a cat sleeping on my chair and I couldn't. I my granddaughter's staying with me right now and she has 3 cats. So my poor cat feels very outnumbered, is very outnumbered, and gets pushed around and yeah, it was my cat sleeping on my sewing chair and I couldn't bear to move her. So I changed my plan, came down and put dust jacket covers on books. So I wasn't slacking, but I wasn't sewing. We're going to have to figure out. I think I'm going to take another chair up there. So I've got 2 chairs sitting by the sewing machine. The things we do for our animals. Eh? Yeah. Um, yeah, this is me being organized. I I need to make more bags. Already on that. I kind of am down on scrunchies. I don't I have fewer scrunchies, so I need to make some. I don't mean that I'm down on them. They're not my favorite thing to make, but hey, people buy them. Satin ones they seem to buy a lot, so I need to focus on satin ones, which means I'm going to have to buy some satin. Put that on the list, Share. I understand that velvet ones sell too, but I don't have any velvet, and I don't know if I have a source for getting velvet. That was my dog. Sorry about that. Since this started, I had 2 cats fighting in the kitchen. One cat zoomed by. The dog just trotted by. It's chaos. But that's life. Then there are things that, I want to make, want to try making. I have ideas all over the place. Yeah. So much for the specializing, eh? I was looking through, actually it's the notebook I make notes in now, which I don't know where I found it, but it's an old one, but it had blank pages in, so hey, let's use up those blank pages. And I found a really old list of goals when I was thinking about going into the sewing business. It was quite interesting. I also found the notes from my very first video, which I think I did about 30 trial ones before I decided I'm not going to get any better. We're just going to start putting them out there. And yeah, it was fairly organized. It was all about me and my new business and yeah. But it's 2 years old. so yeah, nostalgic. And I was worried about things like when you don't have a business and you start to sew for a business, how many of each thing do you make? How many things do you want to look at if they don't sell? But then on the other hand, if they do sell, yeah, how far do you want to be ahead? Yeah. Now there's a cat crawling around under the, it's just a sec. Say hello. Hello, my name is Trouble. Yeah, off to do more damage. I tend to get overwhelmed because, yeah, explain that one, Cher. Yeah, I think it's because my brain goes so many directions and I start so many things and then I don't know where to focus. So I tend to make lists. I am a master list maker. Then I, try to put things in order. Of course, you never get even halfway through the list. Sometimes I pick like 3 things, get those done, or try and fail. But I work on them. Yeah, so looking at old lists is interesting. Looking at my old list of goals, other than the fact that some of them were a little naive, and I'm new at this business, so, but there were many things on that list which I would still be putting on a list today, which was scary. Have I not gotten anywhere? Yeah. So as you see, I am way organized starting out my year, other than the fact that I know I need to make some scrunchies. Yeah, I don't have enough experience in this yet to have a schedule. I don't have, like, I have a little bitty following, not a big following. I've been thinking, I have an account on Etsy, but all that's on it is books. I do not have any handmade things on Etsy, which seems kind of counterproductive, but I've never done much on Etsy. Every now and then I sell something. Then I wonder, did I sell more than I paid in fees? So I'm thinking that maybe this year I should try with the handmade stuff. Like you're supposed to. Only, am I going to be selling it under Share Bibler Books? Yeah. Or should I start a new Etsy account? Or do I have just a section? C. Bibler Books and the handmade section? I don't know. I just don't know. I thought I would have a long list, but I sat here looking at my paper, and other than writing Etsy down, the more I looked, the more confused I got. So, I guess that's as organized as I am this morning on the 2nd of January, 2026. So, I picked out a song for you. So I was that organized. And we will turn this thing off then. This is an old song that didn't really suit a rock band, but hey, they plunged into it bravely anyways. The poets that fled to the caves on the hill, it's the only place left they can go. They can't let their voices be heard anymore, knowing the things that they know. The poets all live very deep underground and only come out in disguise. You can see one without really knowing what it is. It's the only way they can survive. Those days are gone, when the troubadour sang of the fierce and the bold. Now we burn them like witches and lock them away, but their memories are stained with their songs. They're teachers and butchers and bankers and such. They're dressed up just like you and me, and they wait till they're safe in their secret lair, till they let any poems go free. Their poems fly like butterflies, lit by their passion, small stars in the dark secret caves that last but a second and falter and die till another comes out in its place. Those days are gone, when the troubadour sang the fierce and the bold. Now we burn them like witches and lock them away, but our memories are stained by their songs. If you stand very still and you listen at night with your ears and your heart and your soul, you can hear the small voice of a renegade poem through the bones of the ancient wood trolls. If you stumble across their hiding place, please don't let anyone know. World's sad enough with the poets in hiding. It'd be worse if we made them all go. Those days are gone when the troubadour sang of the fierce and the bold. Now we burn them like witches and lock them away, but our memories are stained by their song. That's it. Thank you.